Babur, Mughal Emperor, early life. On February 14, 1483, Zahir ad-Din Muhammad, often known as Babur or Lion, was born into the Timurid royal dynasty in Andijan, situated in the modern-day country of Uzbekistan. His mother Kutlak Nigar Khanum was a Moghul king Yunus Khan's daughter, while his father, Umar Sheikh Mirza, was the emir of Fergana. The last of the Mongol ancestors in western Central Asia had intermarried with Turkic and Persian peoples and absorbed into the local way of life by the time Babur was born. They had converted to Islam and were heavily inspired by Persia, who used Farsi as their official court language. Most Sunnis preferred the mystic, Sufi-influenced form of Islam, taking the throne. When the emir of Fergana unexpectedly passed away in 1494, 11-year-old Babur succeeded to the throne. But there were many uncles and relatives trying to take his place, so his position was anything but secure. The youthful emir decided to increase his holdings since he obviously understood that a strong offense is the best defense. He had taken control of Samarkand, a well-known oasis city along the Silk Road, by 1497. However, while he was so engaged, his uncles and other nobility in Andijan rose up in rebellion. Babur lost command of Samarkand again when he turned to protect his base. By 1501, the tenacious young emir had reclaimed both towns, but Shaybani Khan, the ruler of Uzbekistan, challenged him over Samarkand and handed Babur's armies a humiliating loss. Babur's rule in what is now Uzbekistan came to an end as a result of this. Exile in Afghanistan. The homeless prince traveled around Central Asia for 3 years in search of supporters to assist him usurp his father's throne. In 1504, he and his modest force finally went southeast and crossed the snow-covered Hindu Kush mountains into Afghanistan. Babur, who was now 21 years old, besieged Kabul and eventually took it, making Kabul the capital of his new country. Babur, who was always upbeat, would team up with the kings of Herat and Persia and attempt to retake Fergana in 1510 or 1511. However, the Mughal force was completely routed by the Uzbeks, sending them back to Afghanistan. Babur was stopped, and he started to look south again. Invitation to replace Lodi. Babur was given the ideal opportunity in 1521 to expand into the south. Ibrahim Lodi, the ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, was despised by his subjects. By replacing the old guard with his own supporters, he upended the military and court levels. He also exercised arbitrary and despotic power over the lower classes. The Afghan nobility became so fed up with Lodi's reign after just 4 years that they persuaded the Timurid Babur to visit the Delhi Sultanate and overthrow him. Babur was naturally eager to cooperate. He assembled an army and besieged Kandahar. Much longer than Babur had planned, the Kandahar citadel resisted. However, as the siege drew on, significant nobility and military figures from the Delhi Sultanate joined Babur, including Ibrahim Lodi's uncle Alam Khan and the governor of Punjab. First Battle of Panipat. Babur's final all-out assault against the Delhi Sultanate and Ibrahim Lodi was begun in April 1526, 5 years after his initial invitation to the Indian subcontinent. Babur's 24,000 soldiers, the majority of whom were cavalry, fought Sultan Ibrahim's 100,000 warriors and 1,000 war elephants in the plains of Punjab. Despite appearing to be greatly outmatched, Babur possessed weapons that Lodi lacked, rifles. The Delhi Sultanate was overthrown in the ensuing conflict, which is today known as the First Battle of Panipat. Babur defeated Lodi's army with better strategy and artillery, killing the Sultan and 20,000 of his soldiers. The Moghul Empire in India officially began with the fall of Lodi. Rajput Wars. Babur had defeated his fellow Muslims in the Delhi Sultanate, but the Rajput lords, who were predominantly Hindu, were not so easily subdued. Babur was committed to creating a lasting empire in India. Unlike his ancestor, Timur, he was no simple raider. He chose Agra as the location for his capital. However, the Rajputs put up a valiant fight against this new Muslim and potential northern tyrant. The princes of Rajputana collected an army even greater than Lodi's and fought alongside Rana Sangam of Mure after seeing that the Mughal force had been decimated at the Battle of Panipat. Babur's army was successful in handing the Rajputs a crushing defeat at the Battle of Kanwa in March 1527. But the Rajputs were unfazed, and over the next few years, fighting and clashes took place all throughout Babur's empire's northern and eastern regions. Death. Babur became ill in the fall of 1530. After Babur's death, his brother-in-law and a few Mughal court lords plotted to take the throne instead of Humayun, Babur's eldest son and designated heir. To support his throne claim, Humayun went to Agra, but he soon became very ill himself. According to mythology, Babur begged God to save Humayun's life while also giving up his own. Babur passed away on December 26, 1530, at the age of 47. 22-year-old Humayun inherited a shaky empire plagued by both internal and external adversaries. Similar to his father, Humayun would fall from power and be driven into exile before coming back and laying claim to India. By the time of his death, the empire had been strengthened and extended. His son Akbar the Great would lead it to its pinnacle. Legacy. Babur struggled constantly to carve out a niche for himself and led a challenging existence. But in the end, he laid the foundation for one of the biggest empires in history. Babur loved poetry and gardens, and during their lengthy rule, his successors would bring all forms of art to their pinnacle. The Moghul Empire existed until 1868, when the colonial British Raj eventually managed to overthrow it.